I'm at your service.
Yeah. Look. All right. Okay. So in the baseline for his arc, that's fine. Uses intelligence and perception. So yeah, we'll do that. Yep, I'll do that. So I can use intelligence instead. Expensive. Doing my part. Here, no. Plus 10 bonus to all characteristics. While under. Let's do weapon skill. Seems good. You eight ring. Allies under the effect of at least one game. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, it's because she's crippled right now. That's fine. Ah, rapid reload. I want that. Let's get that.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
A noble deed. Let the crew offer prayers for the hero who renounced his
Rivor, Master Helmsman, Systems Status Report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Oh, well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to reestablish contact to the Navigator's Sanctum. Words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
What do I do? What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void! Translation is a craft, not something that can be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Master. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Oh, please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
How'd you survive?
Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then, I prayed for our rescue.
All right, let's begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents, invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It is taken on the guise of Theodora. But the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears. This voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Did you stand in the path of another's destiny only to steal it? You accepted the call of the primordial truth and claimed that fate as your own. So be it. I wove the threads of destiny and held out my hand to you when the flame arose in your path. You took it, and in doing so, sealed your fate. In the future, you will repay me for this boon in full.
It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You're to blame for Theodora's death?
I am the beginning and the end, and all that courses in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph. For this triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, A relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, we could tell us now. Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead.
Huh.
May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
Okay. Okay.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. At the cost of many sacrifices made by the Lord Captain in the name of his own ambitions.
This game is so good. Open the cargo management. Cargo is needed when trading with merchants. You'll meet with them soon. Well then, your lordship. You cannot help but notice that Seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the debt clans are deciding who will take over the leadless crews. How did we lose so many officers? Here's the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own master of whispers. What's on the agenda? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I'm still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we currently are in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Botvir? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may be skulking in this ship's many quarters. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. I'm ready to start the briefing. I hope this next part is voice acted. Doesn't pair of eyes bore into you the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention officers, you've been granted an honor. Lord Captain Battsy von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you introduce these present. As you wish, Bidgis Suri Ada of the Toloman line is our new Vox Master. It's an honor to serve your lordship. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communication between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Cider is Ravor, the master helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum, Generous Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest of standards. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The master of ordnance is responsible for artillery, the furnace master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires, and lastly, the drives master, servant of the Omniscia. Three officers salute you. The Furnace Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all text priest mechachondriites. Unfortunately, the Choir Master, the Exeme Zachary Weiss, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He's in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Weiss has been in a trance for some time, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valancius Protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Votvir's treachery. I will deliver your report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us this meeting. The Master at Arms and Confessor Aldabart. The intimate Aldabart must see to the funeral services being held for fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel, and Mr. Sauerback, who has replaced her late predecessor as the Master of Arms, is currently leading a search for any surviving agents. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of proceedings. Furnace Master. Lord Captain, I can report that all fires across all decks have been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties have been completed. The results have been submitted to the Sessional and the High Factorum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. The lad is managing so far he can take the heat, so to speak. Ah! High Factorum. We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the text priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There's only one resource I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We've lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Riken Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We simply cannot begin recruiting on a planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets. Drive Master, I'll hear from you. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine exhausted, and to my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissa, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of subduing its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that Engine Seer Prime, Overseer, and Spiritual Authority to all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There's no one among the comrades aboard whose expertise and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We will require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I get it. Helmsman, your status. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ships sound more or less, but without our engine seer, prime, and navigator who fell in battle, we will have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what happened first. Our warp drive being torn apart to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Fair enough. Your Lordship, if you'll allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted count of all available communication channels in the region. One of them was a novice nobilate station. The station contains complex Vox silence, but even in its presence here hides hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing for the God Emperor. Sharp pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it's not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of a demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chant with both hands, or else you'll be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly shitty news, we can go around the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium and supplies last. If any thick as Grok's shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't worry about that score. Ordnance? Nope. My job's simple. Maintain arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone, we've got no able crew. No Lord Captain. So what? The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence. Enforcer sees this mutineer. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, and it's not that bad. Your Lordship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? Former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides, find a replacement. We already have one lined up. I think I was going with the dogmatic. Can I pull up? I think I was going with dogmatic, so I'm going to stick to that. Execute him. Consider it done. Take him away. Sheesh. So to summarize, we've sustained serious losses in crew numbers. We require new engines here, Prime and Navigator. Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind this will not be the end of our trials. The ship systems must be properly inspected for major damage. Which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the section. We will never reach Footfall without solving these 3 immediate problems. All right.